18-time Grand Slam champion Martina Navratilova has always been super vocal about societal and tennis issues. Back in January, she opposed Novak Djokovic's stance on the COVID-19 vaccine, and unfortunately, she's been receiving quite a bit of hate from his fans on social media. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how she's been dragged into this ugly controversy. Let's get into it. First off, Martina asked Noel to go home. Earlier in January, Noel arrived in Australia despite not fulfilling the vaccination requirements, and this obviously caused a huge uproar in the country. All of a sudden, no one was talking about tennis, and everyone was focused on whether or not he should be allowed to play in the tournament. He also got criticized when he admitted that he conducted an interview with French magazine L'Equipe on the 18th of December after finding out that he was positive on the 17th. And tennis legend Navratilova claimed that it'd be best for Noel to head home, considering the mistakes he made in the lead-up to the major. She also expressed that sometimes your personal beliefs have to be trumped for the greater good, for those around you, and for your peers. And that if she was in the same position, she would either just get vaccinated or not play at all. Seems sensible, right? The legend added that she doesn't think he's going to do that because he really wants that 21st title. And of course, she was right. Noel ended up getting deported from the country and his reputation took a major hit. Next up, Martina has been getting abuse from Noel's fans. So this latest saga started when Twitter user @PaviG posted a tweet bragging about getting blocked by Martina, Renee Stubbs, and journalists such as John Wertheim and Bob Rothenberg. Martina replied to this tweet and told him that he could be a real jerk, and judging from all the blocking, it's a pattern. She added that this isn't something she would be proud of at all. She also said that she wasn't going to tolerate unnecessary comments and hate because she has her own opinions on the situation. Good for you, Martina. These bullies need to be brought down a notch. After one fan told her that she had perhaps been too harsh on Noel, she replied by saying that she's been defending the Serbian for quite some time now and just disagreed with his stance on COVID. Because of that, she got a lot of abuse and she had no choice but to block a bunch of jerks, one of whom was PaviG. This isn't the first time something like this has happened recently. Just a few months ago, a fan criticized her for feeding Noel to the wolves in January, and Martina immediately clapped back. She pointed out that she was on good terms with Novak and they can agree to disagree, but for some reason, this fan can't. She then told him to just go on hating and expressed that she hopes it makes him feel better about himself. And now she's not the only one getting hate from Noel's fans. Speaking after his second round win against Nick Kyrgios in Cincinnati, Taylor Fritz said that he saw both sides of the argument in the Noel controversy. He said that the way America is doing things, they're not the most COVID-safe country in general. He expressed that it doesn't seem like there's any harm in letting the best player in the world come and play in the US Open. But at the same time, he doesn't think exceptions should be made for one person only because of who they are. Finally, he joked that it's good for every player if Novak isn't in the draw. And of course, Noel's fans were outraged after this. They didn't really understand that this was a joke and claimed that this was the reason many players weren't coming out and supporting the Wimbledon champ. Others said that this is also why Rafa Nadal has not yet spoken out in favor of Novak because this helps him keep his record for a little more time. Moving on, Fritz clarified his statement. Fritz quoted a tweet that was attacking him and said that he was just making a joke about Novak being better than everyone. The American then expressed that the issue with press transcripts is that it's just raw text and it's not really clear the manner in which things are being said. Finally, he added that this joke felt like a compliment to Novak more than anything else. And honestly, we don't understand why he had to defend himself because he was so obviously kidding around. But again, Noel's fans are amazing at coming up with conspiracy theories. And now, John McEnroe blasts the US government. There are still some figures in the world of tennis who have openly lent their support to Novak, and one of them is the infamous tennis bad boy John McEnroe. John slammed the US government and said that he thinks Noel should be allowed to play in the US Open. He then said that he's been vaccinated. He's even gotten a booster shot, but this decision is up to the individual at the end of the day. He added that Novak's won a lot more Grand Slams than him because he's dug his heels in and found that will that very few people in the sport have ever found. According to McEnroe, that's part of what made him so great, and that's why he's chosen to stick to his guns. And in America, Noel's gotten a lot of support from other people as well. Multiple prominent politicians have asked President Joe Biden to grant him an exemption, but it appears that the battle may be lost now. Noel's own website says that there are no scheduled events at this moment, which pretty much confirms that he's given up on competing in the final slam of the year, which is honestly a huge shame. He's easily the most dominant player in the world right now, and the tournament just won't feel the same without him. But But at the end of the day, it's his own fault. He should have done what 5 billion people on the planet have done and gotten the jab, because this is the decision that affects other people. Players are very close in the locker rooms, and if someone is infected, there's a very high chance that they can pass it along to others. Call it arrogance, call it paranoia, whatever it is, he shouldn't have thought he was above rules. Still, this may be the last time he's missing a major because of his stance, as the regulations are now getting more relaxed all over the world. Hopefully, he'll be able to participate in all 4 next year. And now, it's time to move on to some more related news. First up, Nick Kyrgios getting sued by a fan. You can't keep Nick out of the news. During the Wimbledon final, he got angry with a fan, Anna Paulus, for distracting him during the game and told officials that she looked like she has had about 700 drinks. And now she's suing the Aussie for defamation. She said that not only did this reckless and baseless allegation cause considerable harm on the day because she was removed from the arena, but it was also broadcast to and read by millions around the world. She claims that this cost her and her family substantial damage and distress. Paulus also made it clear that she's not doing this for the money, and she just wants to clear her name. Any damages recovered from the lawsuit will be donated to charity. She added that she hopes Kyrgios will reflect on the harm he has caused her and her family and offer a prompt resolution to the matter. But if he's unwilling to do this, they're going to court. Next, Navratilova doesn't think Serena Williams can win the US Open. Ever since Serena announced that she was evolving away from the sport of tennis, fans have been dreaming about a fairy tale ending to her career. After all, doesn't the idea of her winning in New York one last time sound absolutely incredible? But according to Martina, it's not very likely. She expressed that emotions can only carry you so far, and the way she's been playing recently doesn't really indicate that she's going to make a miraculous comeback and win the tournament. Of course, the added stress of knowing that this is likely her last tournament isn't going to help either. Still, she added that if anyone can overcome it, it's Serena. Finally, tennis stars raise money for Ukraine. On August 24th, some of the best players in the world joined forces to support those suffering in Ukraine. Rafael Nadal, Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff, Stefanos Tsitsipas, and many more participated in a Tennis Plays for Peace exhibition at a packed Louis Armstrong Stadium for around 2 hours. They raised around $1 million for humanitarian assistance in the country. A former pro player from Ukraine, Sergei Stechakhovsky, was also in attendance, and he was really heartened by all the support. He expressed that the daily fighting goes on and every dollar that the country can get is a life saved, a child fed. Let's hope the invasion ends soon and the people can see peace once again. That's a wrap for this video. What do you make of Martina's comments about Djokovic and his vaccination stance? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.